Greetings, sports fans. This is Sam Kafrissen coming to you from the Pitt Gymnasium in Arlington High School for the December 14th match between the Arlington Spy Ponder Wrestlers and the Wakefield Warriors. What had promised to be a battle of the Titans, so to speak, because Arlington won the Liberty Division of the Middlesex League last year and Wakefield won the Freedom Division. Unfortunately, Arlington is coming into this match missing 4 of their starting wrestlers. And Wakefield is coming off a strong tournament performance at the Watertown tournament last Saturday. So it's going to be a tough go for Arlington in its opening dual meet. But it should be an exciting contest nevertheless. We'll be opening at 106 pounds. Wrestling for Arlington is Cedric Daniel, who's a freshman. Wrestling for Wakefield is Ryan Santos, likewise a freshman. Each wrestler has been on the mat approximately 2.5 weeks, so it's going to be an interesting, if perhaps somewhat wild situation. Earlier you saw the captain shaking hands and a coin toss. By the coin toss, the captain who win determine whether they want the odd matches or the even matches. There'll be 14 matches altogether. Nice shot by Santos and a good defense by Daniel. Daniel working on a front headlock combination. Nice throw by Daniel right there. He should get takedowns and possibly back points. Now he's trying to cross-face. Another nice throw by Daniels. He'll definitely get some back points here. You see the referee when he waves his arms, that means he starts counting for back points. Match has been stopped. Apparently the referee wanted to check the score. Should be 4-0 at this point. Daniel is one of 15 freshmen on the Arlington team this year. Just to give you an example of what that means, 2 years ago during the pandemic season, which was held in the spring rather than in the winter as typically the case, Arlington only had 1 freshman wrestler. So this is a real bonus. There are 15 freshmen, 13 sophomores, many of whom are also first-year wrestlers. So Coach Kevin Cummings has 33 beginning wrestlers, or underclass wrestlers. Santos getting up again, another nice throw. No back points there, but clearly Daniel is controlling this match. Looking for a cradle here. See the referee getting down close there. He was looking to see if Daniel was locking hands. You can't do that in folk style wrestling when you're on the mat unless you're doing it in a pinning combination. And it's a common mistake a lot of first-year wrestlers make. Daniel has a nice half Nelson there. See if he can ride it over. Yes, he's, no. Yep, you see the referee trying to give back points. All right, there's a tap, the end of the first period. Daniel has a 4-0 lead. Pretty dominating this match so far. Wakefield's choice, Santos has chosen to go neutral. In the second period, if it's your choice, you can go to the bottom, you can go to the top, you can go neutral, or you could defer it till the next period. Nice shot again by Santos. Daniel doing a really good defensive job there. Cedric gets the 2 points, going for that half Nelson again, but he didn't have anything on the lower body, so unless he runs it when his opponent's flat like he is right now. There's a pin. Okay, so Arlington takes the first match. We'll give them a 6-0 lead in the team score. Each pin is worth 6 points. As we go along, I'll explain how the scoring works in terms of match points. Now, at 1:13, the next match, Arlington normally would have Aki Yamaguchi here, but Aki's been sick. He was a state qualifier last year at 106. The Wakefield wrestler is Gavin Byers. Byers, a very strong wrestler, took second place at the recent Watertown tournament at 120 pounds. Now he's in at a normal weight, which is 113. The Arlington wrestler is Davi Dos Santos. Davi Dos Santos is a freshman, a very promising wrestler, but I think he's overmatched here by Byers. As I said, Byers wrestled very well last Saturday at the Watertown tournament, up a weight class at 120 pounds. He finished second at the Division 3 North Sectionals last year at this weight class. So he's a veteran, seasoned veteran. Santos having trouble with his headgear. He switched off headgear. It's assistant coach Andrew Ellis helping him. Ellis was an all-state for wrestler for Arlington 2015. It's his first year in the coaching ranks officially. Byers using a tilt here. Probably a move that Dos Santos has never seen and really doesn't know how to, that armbar tilt, that really doesn't know how to defend against it. Now Byers has a very strong half Nelson. Davi trying to get that right hand through, and he does. That was nice. That was nice defense there. Another tilt. Byers racking up the points, but all right, he has a 7-0 lead. Now it's 9-1. If neither wrestler is pinned, but the point differential is 8, it's called a major decision. That's 4 points. If the point differential is 15, the referee will stop the match. It's known as a technical fall, and that will be 5 team points. Once again, Byers digs that armbar in. Davi gets another escape, another 1 point. I'm not sure if Byers allowing him to get up so he can take him down and just accumulate points. He lets him up again. Yeah, that seems to be the strategy at this stage of the match, is to let the Arlington wrestler get up, give him 1 point on the escape, take him down, get 2. So basically what they call trading 2 for 1, and leaves the score at the end of the first period at 9-3. All right, so you see the cross hand motion that Dos Santos made. That means he's deferring the choice, and Byers has chosen to take neutral. And I think he's looking for more takedowns. And he's got one right on the edge of the mat. As long as Byers has his feet in, even if his opponent's outside the circle, it's a takedown. So that should make it 11-3. It'd be something of a moral victory if Dos Santos can go the distance, particularly in his first varsity match. As I said earlier, Yamaguchi would have been in this contest, and probably given Byers a closer match. Sometimes early in the season, the coaches like to see their wrestlers go the distance rather than pin early, which is what Byers seems to be doing. Unfortunately, in close contests, sometimes in the team score, that can come back to bite you in the end. Kind of break in the action here. Each wrestler just feeling each other out. I'm surprised Byers isn't being more aggressive. He is clearly the superior wrestler, but he's just letting Dos Santos eat time off the clock. About halfway through the second period. Each match is 3 2-minute periods, unless a pin is scored. It's a nice double leg by Byers. Dos Santos take that hand off. Not taking that hand off, he allowed that half Nelson to come in. Fortunately, time ran out. But Byers now has a pretty substantial lead at 15-5. 5 more points and it'll be a tech fall. We're going neutral again here in the third period. Dos Santos over the head, that's a bad move. Anytime you do that, you open yourself up to getting thrown on your back. And that's exactly what happened. That's 3 more points. That makes the score 21-5, ends the match at what's called a technical fall. Byers racks up 5 points for his team. So in terms of the team score, it's now 6-5 in Arlington's favor. Next match should be a tough match. Arlington wrestler is Burge Jimenez. He's a junior. State qualifier last year. The Wakefield Warriors wrestler is Jimmy Fabry, who was also a sectional place winner last year, 4th. So it should be a good match. This should be probably one of the better matches. Fabry finished 2nd at the recent Watertown tournament, but he was wrestling at 126. Jimenez was the only freshman on the Arlington team during the pandemic season. At stoppage, the referee puts his hand behind his head. He's indicating there's a potentially dangerous situation. In that case, the leg was twisted in a difficult position that could have caused a sprain or possibly even a broken ankle. Both wrestlers just collar tying, feeling each other out. Nice low single shot by Jimenez. Once again, the referee is looking closely at that knee. The leg gets bent in an awkward position. You could see that Fabry is like shaking it off. There's nothing wrong with the effort by Jimenez there. It's just when it gets in an awkward position, the referee is protecting the Wakefield wrestler against injury. Burge has been the aggressor for most of this period. Otherwise, the wrestlers just seem to be feeling each other out. You can hear there's 30 seconds left in the period. Another nice shot. See if he can finish it. He's near the edge of the mat. Fabry's backing off. And they set him again. Situations like that, the referee has to decide whether the defensive wrestler is purposely going out of bounds. If he is, at some point he could call him for stalling. All right, that's the end of the first period. We have no score. Okay, Jimenez's choice, he takes the bottom position. A lot of movement on the bottom there. Jimenez on his feet. Looking for 2 points. He might be able to get one if he can break that lock. Sometimes you have to determine whether the 1 point is better than not getting the two. As I mentioned, Jimenez was a state qualifier last year, as was Fabry. All right, there's an escape. Jimenez has a 1 point lead. Plenty of time left in second period. In a situation like this, the pressure's now on Fabry. If Jimenez were to get a takedown, have a 3 point lead, then it's difficult to tie it up. Fabry would need 2 scoring opportunities to tie it. Another nice shot, but it looks like they're going to go out of bounds. Nope. Nice job of Jimenez trying to turn it in. Here the Arlington coach is suggesting that Jimenez snap him down. You see how he's trying to force the head down. That's exactly what he wants to do. Another nice shot. He's got his head in a good position. Nice defensive move by Fabry, though. He spun right out of that. We're now at the edge of the match again. It's really hard sometimes to score when you're taking your offense right at the edge of the mat. All right, it's the end of the second period. We're still a 1-0 match. Jimenez had the bottom. He had plenty of opportunities, but he was not able to put any points on the scoreboard. This could be the better match of the meet with two very closely competitive wrestlers. Jimenez looking for the cradle. Fabry's widened himself out, so he's not going to let that happen. Now Jimenez is looking for the half. It's an opportunity for Bree to score there, but once again, nice response, nice counter by Jimenez. Trying for the cradle, but once again, they're caught at the edge of the mat. Jimenez's feet go out. They're going to stop the action. Still 1-0, a little over a minute left in the third period. All right, Fabry gets the escape. It's now a 1-1 contest. All right, it's 1-1, tight match. 3-2, I'm sorry, 3-2. Arlington's favor. A shot by Fabry. Jimenez scores here to give him a decisive lead. Looking for that cradle again. Time's on the mat. All right, Jimenez will win this match by a 5-2 score. That will give Arlington 3 more points, and for the moment put them ahead by a score of 9-5. Okay, this is where things are going to get difficult for Arlington. The Watertown wrestler, the older Fabry brother, was a state qualifier last year. Arlington's regular 126-pounder, Jake Waldman, one of the captains, is not with us tonight. So Manu Mahentharan is wrestling. He's a pretty inexperienced wrestler, and I think he's going to have a very tough time. This is one of those matches like at 113 when Arlington's really at a disadvantage. A very good Wakefield wrestler against a very inexperienced wrestler. Manu doing a pretty good job of fighting off the pin. They're out of bounds. So Brian Fabry jumps out to a 5-0 lead here. I think Manu is pretty seriously overmatched here. Manu wrestled briefly with the team last year, came out like the last 3 or 4 weeks of the season, but he's pretty inexperienced. Fabry's a senior, a lot of wrestling experience. There's a pin. Not unexpected. So Wakefield now jumps out to an 11-9 lead as we turn to the next match, 132 pounds. Once again, Wakefield will put out a pretty strong wrestler. Andrew Valley finished third at the sectionals at 126 last year. Okay, and wrestling for Arlington will be Andreas Sandoval. Sandoval's a sophomore, came out last season, about halfway through the season, and then surprisingly was a sectional place winner and qualified as an alternative for the states. Valley took a first at the Watertown tournament last Saturday at this weight class, so this is a tough match. Sandoval's a good aggressive wrestler, but he's going to have his hands full here. Valley really taking the action to him. Looking for that bulldog, and Andreas flies off it pretty well. Even had a scoring opportunity of his own, but the wrestlers went out of bounds. Valley's a pretty muscular 126-pounder. Excuse me, 132-pounder. Looking for a bulldog throw, something underneath with that underhook. Valley's got a tough front headlock there. Sandoval drags out of it. So we got 20 seconds left in the first period. Andreas, a little too upright. He's going to be vulnerable for a takedown shot, just like the one that Valley just showed him. He needs to get more flex in his knees and change his levels. All right, it's the end of the first period. We have no score. Valley choosing the bottom. Probably hoping for a quick escape and then go into a neutral position again. There it is. There's a quick escape. Andreas is, Sandoval's just got warned for stalling. He's backing up. When the other wrestler is more aggressive, you just have to keep circling. If you just back straight up and go off the mat, you're going to get hit with stalling, and that's a stalling warning, and that's exactly what happened. If he's hit with it again, he's going to get a 1-point penalty. Had a good front headlock position there, but Valley drove it out of bounds. All right, Valley going for that head again. All right, not a good shot. Sandoval's got to retreat here. Failure to retreat right there is going to cost him. He could get pinned right here. He is pinned. That was just a mistake on Sandoval's part. He made a nice shot, not deep enough, wasn't going to score on it. He should have retreated right out of that. Instead, he hung around and he got pushed right over. Well, this is not all unexpected. Wakefield's very, very strong through these middle weights, and right now they're holding a 17-9 lead. Next match is 138 pounds wrestling for Wakefield will be Tommy Grover. Another experienced veteran wrestler wrestling for Arlington will be Austin Cronin. Cronin is a senior one of the captains for Arlington. Grover finished fourth sectionals last year. Took a second at the Watertown tournament and then actually pinned Cronin in one of the preliminary matches. Cronin sat out the pandemic year and then wrestled about 3/4 last season, and because of a knee injury was not able to wrestle in any of the postseason tournaments. He's the cousin of Patrick Cronin, who was Arlington's first state champion a number of years ago. This is going to be a tough match. This is going to be close. Nice ankle pick by Grover there. All right, nice escape by Cronin. 2-1 right here, early in the first period. Cronin's a very good wrestler on his feet. He should be trying to take the action to Grover. About 45 seconds left in this first period. Grover once again going for the double leg shot. One of the best strategies when you have a wrestler who's very aggressive on his feet like that is you have to meet his aggression with aggression of your own. You have to take the shots. Otherwise, you find yourself defending throughout the match. Grover's got good long legs. Cronin's a pretty good neutral wrestler. There's that shot. No. Okay. He withdrew. All right, almost nice lateral drop, but out of bounds. 9 seconds left. Still a 2-1 match. All right, that's the end of the first period. Grover leading 2-1. He's choosing neutral for the second period. Probably has a lot of confidence in his ability to wrestle on his feet. Cronin's got the same warning that Sandoval got in the previous match. He's backing up. So far, Grover's been the aggressor. Cronin's a good neutral wrestler. He should be taking the action to his opponent here. So far, a much better performance than when they met at the Watertown tournament. In addition to having 4 of its starters out of the lineup, Arlington's in a disadvantage because their good wrestlers are in the same weight classes as Wakefield's good wrestlers. Even if they get a victory, for the most part, it'll probably be just a simple decision as opposed to a tech fall or major decision. All right. That's 1 point for Grover. Cronin's backing up, and the referee has penalized him. He had a stall warning, and then he backed out of the mat again, out of the circle again. This may work in Cronin's favor, force him to be more aggressive. Okay. All right. The referee's not blowing the whistle. The action is still taking. This match has actually been to Cronin's advantage in that most of it's been a neutral, which is his stronger position, but he's just not been aggressive. It's the end of the second period. Grover has a 3-1 lead. Cronin's going to take bottom. We'll see if he can score from here. You don't have much choice. He was unable to work anything in the neutral position. Nice sit out, turn in. Okay, nice move. That's a point. That's an escape point. That makes it close now. It's 3-1, 3-2. Now, what Cronin needs here is a takedown. Unfortunately, our view is being blocked out by the Arlington coaches. Grover's got a nice lock around Cronin's hips. And he's reaching back, not a good position to be in, and Grover gets a takedown. Makes it a 5-2 match. Cronin gets the escape here, makes it 5-3. Goes for the shot. Plenty of time left, but unfortunately we're being blocked out. Okay. Coach Ellis's head. All right, we're 5-3. Plenty of time left, but Cronin really has to go for the shots here. Even if he misses, I mean, it's the only way he can tie this match is get a takedown. You see Grover checking the clock. He's being wary. He's just tying up Cronin. Cronin should get off the collar tie and actually go for something here. It's a bit of a move, but it's a better performance than at the tournament, but I think it's going to be a little too late. He's in there well, and that's the end of the match. Just a little too late with that last flurry. Certainly a better performance than at the Watertown tournament when he was pinned, but a 5-3 decision for Grover. This takes us to 145 pounds. Once again, Wakefield Warriors put a boy named Aiden Lamb on the mat. Very, very good wrestler, very seasoned wrestler, and his opponent will be another one of Arlington's fabulous freshmen, Daniel Carrera. Carrera's first year as a wrestler. He does have experience in jiu-jitsu, but that doesn't always translate to this kind of folk-style wrestling where a lot of the wrestling is done on your feet, whereas in jiu-jitsu, a lot of the wrestling is done on the mat. Carrera has shown a lot of promise early in the season. He finished fourth at the Watertown tournament. Unfortunately, Lamb finished second and pinned Carrera in a preliminary match. Nice takedown by Lamb. Trying to work that half. Nelson and Carrera's got to move off this position. Unfortunately, kept his head locked down. Almost got turned to his back. He's got to keep that head up. As soon as you bow your head, it's offering your opponent that half Nelson move. All right. Carrera did a nice job get up on his feet, but he couldn't break the lock. Looking for some kind of elbow roll. Lamb smartly stepped into it. Carrera getting his wrist tied up there. Once again, you see his head down. It's not a good situation if the opponent throws a half Nelson in. There's the knee scoop that Coach Ellis is urging him to use, but he's got to finish that off with a stand-up. All right, that's the end of the first period. It's 2-0. Lamb controlling from the top. Carrera and David Jagendorf will be vying for this position all season at 145 pounds. Jagendorf is a sophomore, has a little bit more experience. He's not available tonight. Escaped by Lamb, that gives him a 3-0 lead. Carrera keeping that hand on the head is going to cost him. Yes, it does. He gets put into a cradle. Lamb's going to get back points. He's going to get more back points right here. Carrera fighting the pin. Looked like he was pinned for a second there, but the referee was not in position. Carrera gets his arm through. Should jam that arm underneath, not over the back like that. Carrera's on his feet again, working on that lock. Lamb lets him go. I think Lamb felt that if he stayed on the feet and he kept that lock for too long a period of time, he would get hit for stalling. Carrera with the front headlock. See if he can capitalize on it. Not sure what he's trying to do. Came down on his hip and Lamb very, very effectively hipped over it. Right now, it just seems like the more experienced wrestler is moving the way he should, and the less experienced wrestler is trying to figure out what he should be doing. See Carrera's headed down again. Just can't seem to get on his feet, and when he does, he can't seem to break the lock. Lamb is commanding 12-1 lead as we go to the third period. Carrera smartly chose to go neutral. Hadn't fared too well either in the neutral or in the top position. Carrera looks tired. Spent a lot of this match fighting off a pin. It's another takedown. All right. Wakefield coach is saying cut him, which let him go. So it looks like Lamb's just going to go for the tech fall. I don't think it's going to be crucial, the final meet score. See if he cuts him again. Yep, he's going to cut him again. So right now he's just trading 1 point for 2, hoping to get the takedown. Been pretty successful so far. Carrera was in a good position there, but he gave it up too easily, and that's the tech fall. His final score looked like it was 19-3, 18-3. So with that tech fall, Wakefield earns another 5 points, so their lead is expanded to 25-9. Now we go to 152, and once again, Arlington is missing its varsity guys here. Emil Lemire, a freshman, will be wrestling for Arlington, and Wasson Cullen will be wrestling for Wakefield. Cullen, also an experienced wrestler, 5th at the sectionals last year, did not wrestle at the Wakefield tournament, at the Watertown tournament. So we've got a freshman against another experienced wrestler. Nice shot by Cullen. It is a shame that Arlington had so many of its varsity guys unavailable tonight. This might have been a much closer meet. And they're not defending against that half Nelson. See the referee indicating how many inches Cullen needs. Cullen should pick up that inside leg, but pretty close to a pin here. And they're doing a good job fighting, trying to get his right arm through. There's the pin. Once Cullen captured that right arm, it stretched out. It was inevitable. Makes the team score now 31 for Wakefield, 9 for Arlington. Return to 160 pounds. Wrestling for Wakefield be Sean Callahan. Callahan was 4th place at the sectionals last year, and he took 1st at 152 at the Watertown tournament last week. The Arlington wrestlers, Brian Paquette. Paquette's a senior. He's only wrestled for a couple of years. Callahan, a very, very accomplished wrestler. Gets a nice takedown there to start the match. Paquette would have had a better opportunity against a less experienced wrestler. Wakefield has returned 8 wrestlers who placed as sectionals last year and qualified for state, so they're a pretty loaded team. They're going to be a power in the Division III this year. They came within 1.5 points of winning the Division III title last year, and I wouldn't be surprised if they were in contention again this year. Got some blood time here. Arlington should be able to put some points on the board going forward, but right now they're at a real disadvantage, and some of their inexperienced guys are heading up against some of Wakefield's better wrestlers. In fact, some of the better wrestlers in Division III. You see Coach Cummings, Arlington's wrestling head coach, discussing something with the referee. Now he'll be cleaning the blood off the mat. Unfortunately for Paquette, he'll be wrestling now with some stuffing in his nose, so he'll be at a disadvantage in terms of breathing. Both coaches out there cleaning up blood. All right, action resumes. All right, Callahan has given Paquette the 1 point, giving him the neutral point, not apparently wishing to wrestle in neutral. Got a 2-1 lead. Nice outside single, well defended by Paquette. As in the Sandoval match earlier, I think Paquette is in too much of an upright position, kind of vulnerable to a good low leg shot. He's got a front headlock, trying to run a bulldog off it. There's that shot again. Wrestler needs to defend against that shot by meeting his opponent at the same level. Callahan was penalized there for locking hands. Kind of an unusual thing to happen for somebody as experienced as Callahan. Okay, we're going neutral here. He's letting him up again. And you see Paquette needs to get more flex in those knees. All right, good defense by Paquette. He's got a front headlock. See what he does with it. They go out of bounds. Wakefield has a 4-3 lead, but all three of Paquette's points have come from either Callahan letting him up or locking hands. All right, referee's warning the caution. Paquette, he's got to get that left hand on the elbow. Not over the elbow, but on the elbow. All right, that's a good bulldog situation. He's got to turn a corner though. Paquette basically gave up the rear position by coming out front looking for that bulldog, but couldn't run it. Gonna get cautioned again. It's cautioned again. That's a mental error. Yep. Paquette's on the ankle as advised, but he's got to have something around the waist. Can't just hang on that ankle. All right, Callahan got the separation there, gets another point. Paquette had that hand on the back of the head, and when he got thrown down, he got thrown to his back, right to his back. He's in a tough position now. He's pinned. That was an unfortunate situation. I think Paquette was in this match, but just made one mistake. Callahan shot in, Paquette put the arm over the top, and when he got taken down, he went to his back. The team score now is 37-9 in favor of Wakefield. We're now at 170 pounds. Wakefield wrestler is Ulysses Cullen. The Arlington wrestler is Sean McCaffrey, another one of Arlington's captains, senior. McCaffrey was a state qualifier last year. Cullen, older brother of the wrestler at 152 pounds. Caffrey took third at the Watertown tournament. Cullen did not wrestle there. Okay, not much action here in the first period. Caffrey's a very good mat wrestler. Nice throw by, nice lift, nice takedown. Perfect time to get a takedown. Ride your opponent, short period of time. Time's on the mat right now. He's got an arm bar, pushing it over. Time is up, but he'll get 3 points, so Caffrey takes a 5-point lead here. Sean's got that arm bar going again. He's got the inside wrist. He can walk it around the head here. Very tough position for the defensive wrestler. And there's a pin. Nice pin. Brings Arlington a little bit closer, but I think this meet is pretty much out of reach. Score at the moment. Team score is 37-15. This next match will be a rematch of a contest from the Watertown tournament. Wrestling for Arlington is Arcadio Lizabara, and wrestling for Wakefield, Ben Burdetsky. Arcadio pinned Burdetsky at the Watertown tournament. Should be a good contest, though. Both wrestlers looking for that inside control, maybe some hand fighting.
Here we go, Arcadio. You're moving here. Moving, clear inside. Clear it inside.
Cardio's got it under an overhook. I don't know what he's trying to do with it. He's trying to make lateral drop. Did it. Nice takedown. Looking for the cradle. Cradle is his bread and butter, but got too far out front. Burdetsky's separates, going to get 2 points. Going for that cradle again. He's too far out front, and they go out of bounds. I was actually fortunate because I think Arcadio was too far out front to make that happen. Could have got himself into some serious trouble.
30 seconds, Arcadio. Good mirror in there. Finish strong.
All right, he's going for the inside cradle this time. Got to lift that leg up. Step through. That was a situation where he held on too long, and now his arm's over the head, and he's caused all that trouble for himself. If you get that arm off, he might be able to get out of this, but right now he's in a world of trouble. 3 points. Cardio got lucky there, the time ran out. He was in a world of trouble. Cardio's got to be careful about those cradles. He's got to be in a better position to make them work. Detsky's a strong guy. He's hard to break down, as you can see. All right, Cardio's got another nice cross wrist there. See what he can do with it. Going for the cradle again. He's out to the side now. He's not in a good position. He's also, once again, he's too far out front on that cradle. He's got that arm caught over the head. Exact same situation that happened in the first period. He can't get that arm off. It's too late. It's going to be too late. He's pinned. Or he just pinned himself there. That was just bad decision making on his part. You step out for those cradles and you go over the top of the head. If you can't get it, you got to get that one arm off the head before it's too late. Okay, next match at 195 pounds. Wrestling for Arlington is Marcus Poss. Poss is a sophomore, but this is his first, he's a junior, excuse me. This is his first match of his career. Wrestling for Wakefield is Zach Aria. Aria's been in the Wakefield lineup for a couple of years now. Moving up from 152 to 195. It's a pretty big jump. Not sure he's a real 195 pounder. He's just there because that's the only place that was open in the lineup. He would have to weigh in at least at 182 to be able to wrestle up at 195. Poss has never wrestled a varsity match before. He's a light 195 pounder as well. And it's taken down right away, taken to his back, and he's pinned. Very, very quick pin. Just an example of inexperience. That will make the score 49-15 in Wakefield's favor. Anything beyond 42 points is a guaranteed win. Now we go to 220 pounds, another one of Arlington's fabulous freshmen, Will French, will be wrestling. Dylan Delaney, a junior, a sophomore is usually in this position, but Dylan is another varsity guy who's out sick. His opponent is Kip King. King finished fourth at the Watertown tournament, wrestling at 195 pounds. So he's giving up some weight here. French comes in at about 210, but an inexperienced wrestler. Has a lot of promise, but perhaps not ready for prime time yet. King seems to be biding his time. French French moving around as he should. Working on that collar tie.
Here we go. Keep working. Heavy on his head.
Normally, Dylan Delaney would be in this spot. He finished second at the Watertown tournament on Saturday, but he's been sick all week. There's a lot of flu-like symptoms going through the team right now. This is a position on top where inexperienced wrestlers really are at disadvantage. Don't quite know what to do, how to break their opponents down. See, French got himself in trouble there, and he's pinned. And that will ice it for Wakefield. Score is now 55-15. And we come to our final match, a heavyweight match. Wakefield wrestler will be Muad Kaja, and the Arlington wrestler will be Brady Berkenwies. Berkenwies, a freshman, very big boy, 270 pounds. Brady finished fourth at the Watertown tournament. Wakefield did not have a heavyweight in that tournament. Kaja is jumped up 195, maybe 220. Berkenwies has a lot of promise as a heavyweight at his size, good athlete. Stalking his opponent, backing away, kind of understandable. I think Kaja's really outweighed here. Neither wrestler showing much activity here. Kind of traditional with heavyweights. Judging from the performance of the Watertown tournament, there are a lot of very big heavyweights this year. No doubt a lot of boys who play line on football teams, as does Brady. Okay. All right, Kaja's taking top, probably hoping here that Beckenrace make a rookie mistake, like we saw with French and some of the other freshmen that were pressed into the lineup tonight. All right, nice turnover by Beckenrace. It's a reversal, 2 points. he'll probably go for the pin here. There's a half Nelson. And I let that arm through. There's a half again. He's got it pretty deep here. He gets it, yes, he got the 270 right on the other boy's chest. So that'll finish it. Match ends 55-21. Not what Arlington was hoping for in its opening season, but opening match of the season. But with 15 freshmen and 13 sophomores on the team out of the 41 wrestlers, it's hard to see what the way is going forward. But this will be one of the tougher matches for Arlington this season. Wakefield is a pretty loaded team, has a lot of guys back from last year, and I suspect we'll see them do very, very well in the Division III state tournament at the end of the year. As the boys shake out, this is Sam Kafrissen, hoping that you enjoy the opening season dual meet at the Pit at Arlington High School. Arlington will next face Lexington High School on December 22nd, also in the Pit. The Lexington match will be the first one between two teams from the Liberty Division. So if Arlington has any hopes of competing and returning as Liberty Division title holders this year, they're going to have to get through that Lexington match. That'll be the first one. Anyway, it was a pretty impressive performance by a veteran Wakefield team, and I'm sure Ross Ickes is hoping that his boys can take them all the way to the Division III title this year, something they missed out on last year by 1.5 points. Arlington, of course, competes in Division I Central Metro sectional, so they'll not see each other again this season. So we wish both teams well, and Sam Kafrissen signing off.